Mm, somebody. So, ஹலோ. அண்ணே வாட்ஸ்அப்ல ஒரு லிங்க் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன். அந்த லிங்க் தொட்டு பாரு. தொட்டு பார்த்தா நான் இப்போ ஸ்கல்ப் பண்றது அப்படியே லைவா வரும். போயிட்டானுங்க. நீ தொட்டு பாரு. அஹ் இது பிஸியா இருக்கேடா? ஓ அப்படியே. ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. சென்ட் யூ லிங்க். ஜஸ்ட் see the link that everything is like okay. அதாவது லைவோட லிங்க். லைவோட லிங்க் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன். Just set it up and then see everything is. I think audio தான் கொஞ்சம் கேவலமா இருக்கு. தேங்க்ஸ். லைவ்ல தான் பேசிட்டே இருக்கேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். லைவ்ல தான் நீயும் பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அஹ் அஹ் உம் Yes, actually. So I know the video quality is not very great. I hope the audio is picking up a little better. Uh, yeah, and I could see one view that would be my mother, or I think that should be travel. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to try sculpting a elephant, male Indian elephant. This is going to be a high relief artwork. I want to just try without using reference images, which I usually use. I think for a while, using a reference image, it makes sense. I just want to give a try if I can just uh, bring what I imagine and then what's inside the head uh, to bring it out and then see if that's going to work. So, yeah. So, this is a plasteel plate. Let's go through. Can you hear? Ah, இதுதான் இவ்வளவுதான் கேக்குது. Even even if I go really high, அவ்வளவுதான் கேக்குது. I think the phone, I think I need a mic. But பரவாயில்ல. That just go. Or maybe more so that uh, கர்ச்சிக்கு வேற. So this is a maximum. பார்க்கலாம். Yeah, yeah. Anyway, just two people are watching. That's it. One is yours. One is my mother. Wow. Yeah. Okay, thanks. So because this is my first live, just checking if it's gonna work and about the audio and all that. So yeah. So basically, I'm trying to sculpt an elephant like this tall. Gonna be like walking out of the frame. Uh, so now I'm just like laying the basic structures, which I just could just see, but at this point, it's very not what everybody would love to see. Uh, if you see an elephant very closely, you'll see the elephant legs from the body. It just goes like a V, like a tap or a V. It's like a two concave things stuck in the side. And this is an Indian male elephant. So there's going to be humps here. Just want to fix that. Um, yeah, let's see. Should be the feet. It's not mandatory that you have to sculpt without using a reference image. At the beginning point, you can use lots of references, no problem. And I want this should be the back leg. So I want this one to be more prompt, and then the other one I want to like be on the wall. The wall. So here the trunk, and here the skull. And comparing to Indian elephant, Africans has more. African one has a bigger ear, like the shape of the continent they call. And always try to sculpt, uh, you know, every from all the points, not just one point. You'll see the entire because as you just sculpt at one area, your elephant might not look very pleasing. So this is a model that I'm gonna sketch and then see how it's gonna turn out. And if it turns out very well, probably like make a copy of this, make a mold of this. This is where actually the eye going to be. So I'm gonna just use the cheekbone, you know, bringing in the other one. If you're able to like get the basic shapes quite well, I think from there it's all just gonna lay on top of each other. So let's say the trunk, it's coming out this way. And because of this clay, it never dries. Uh, so you don't have to rush. You can sculpt today and you can even continue tomorrow. I've never done this before, the high relief or low relief or And at the beginning stage, you don't need so many tools. Tools is basically it's an access, helps you to access the plate that way you cannot reach with your hands. Mm. So from the side, if you see, like there'll be a depth, which is like basically there is a big hole in the skull. If you see the skull of an elephant, and of course this is going to be a male. I'll try if I can add sort of scale to it. What I should have done is should have sculpted the legs first. Um, I should have added the head later. Just gonna mm, just remove the head because I need the depth to go in. So I'm gonna let's take the head off. You just gonna place the leg where it's supposed to be, and this is the leg. Add more clay so the head is like jetting out like a probably coming out. Understand? So then so the neck just connects to the body. This brand name called Nara, which I use right now. So as I said, this like I want to be more from, so like stepping forward. Like it's just my imagination. So all this year I've been sculpting for like 2 years seriously. Like I've got into sculpting two, three, 4 years back. But I started like maybe a serious sculpting now, like 3 years back, 2 years back. So so this is me right now making a sculpture of my 2 years experience. So how I understood about elephants, how I see them. Just like I would like maybe probably want a little bit to do this part, which is like going to be stepping over. So I've been trying to like post all the big videos, the large videos, large content. I've been not able to reach you guys. So I'm just thinking if a live would help. So if this helps, I can just go live every day because I do sculpt every day. So it's not at all a problem for me. And slowly, I think I will improve the setup. So if it's not like very pleasing, just forgive me. So this is a knee of the elephant. So probably like I'll upload the video which is going live later. And I'm gonna try add very small layer. So let's see if the head is gonna fit here. And then the trunk is basically not a round tube. Uh, it has the flat back. And then let's see like if you see like I'm gonna just add a little front to the tusk area. And if you could see the shape of the elephant, it's almost there. You know, the eye part where the skull is supposed to be and all that. So here it's very straight. Uh, the legs are very straight. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just push a little bit away to keep the. So I just want to keep it very loose. The sculpture. I don't want to stick with the idea of like this is how it should be. So I don't know how it's gonna turn out. So actually, I can just sculpt the head alone. It makes lots of sense for me because when working that way for a long time, you have to learn how to make molds. If I can make a mold, I would probably like that. Sell like a paper mache kind of murals, probably. And I want a little pump here. So yeah. So sculpting is basically like adding and removing the excess clay. So it's basically so two ways of let's see. If you are doing carving, basically you are subtracting the material from the uh, you know from the object or the so basically you're subtracting the material. So it's like a stone, you're just taking away, so you're subtracting. So when you do clay sculpting, you mostly probably it's just adding clay to it. So just see it, you know. And I want this little dramatic of like the elephant just tilting his head this way. So more. So I just keep it here and it'll be helpful. There's one view. That's probably my mother, I guess. So from here, the legs are like on a parallel movement, like where like from you see the side, it's very parallel. I don't think that's the right way because I want the leg to be in and this has to be out. So I'm gonna use full strength to pull the leg out once its leg has good amount of support. So don't rush when you're making the sculpture or don't stick with the idea of one thing that you wanted to make. Just go with the flow and try to get things much as possible and give time for yourself. At the beginning stage, you can definitely use a reference. I don't have a separate mic, so I'm just using the phone mic. So the audio won't be uh, very nice. I've been thinking to upload this video as well eventually, like full cut, if it's helps you guys to watch later and then sculpt. And you can shoot the questions in the comment sections. And then the next video probably can answer all the questions. So here, this is like thinking chunkier clay piece of it I added. That's too much. So I needed a little more clay underneath this leg, so that so I get the pose of the leg is moving forward. So I add more clay on the bottom. I've been learning how to sketch recently, so that's a new thing. Like it's very helpful actually. Like using the imagination, run wild. I believe that you need some space to hold everything together. This is very flat, the foot of the elephant. Just adding the back area too. So if it is a low relief, the elephant could be just in almost like a 2 or 3 mm depth from the actual board. Just give me a Just a little tired with the cold and cough. Adding more to it. So when the egg is placed, so it'll be like out. To the cheek. So right now, I just want to let things to flow. Don't want to stick into one idea. Just can add a little more to that one. This is a beautiful clay, which I can eventually like subtract and add. So usually I use a epoxy to make a permanent figure. But this time, this I think this year, yeah, this year, and yeah, this year I started using just porcelain wax and all that. Because using some clay which is not really, uh, you know, helping you move forward. See, the reason I learned epoxy because I didn't have much options when I was sculpting, when I started sculpting. So I used epoxy because I don't have to fire my sculptures. And maybe the idea of me wanted things to be permanent. Once I make, I don't want to uh, destroy it or make again. Therefore, it's over. But then I understood it's very wrong. Everything is temporary. That's philosophy here. But if you get very attached to your sculptures, probably you're not going to sell it. If that's the intention, you're going to make it for yourself. That's no problem. But if you are an artist, you want sculptures to be made and sold, you cannot have attachments to your sculpture. So once I finish the sculpture, it just belongs to the world. I don't think it belongs to me at all. So it has to go. Anybody has any questions? I think only two people are watching right now. The audio is very low, uh, but if you guys have any questions, you can shoot questions. So this is something we should fix more at the jaws. Putting more to just try fixing it. So let's see. using a old butter knife, which helped me in a lot of projects. I think this one is with me from the beginning of my journey. I do have a lot of tools now, but most of them I don't use. Oh yeah, because when I started sculpting, I thought I have to have a lot of fancy tools to sculpt. Sorry. Then I was wrong. You know, using fancy tool, it's like not a. I read it somewhere. Like it's not like a magic wand. It's gonna fix it. The tools are something which give me an access of wherever my hands cannot reach, or the tiny details that which my hands cannot give. All that. So exactly so the tusk is basically the teeth of an elephant. So it's gonna come right away where the eye line starts here, and you just merge it. And when you want to sculpt any animal, look into the anatomy of the animal, and secondly, start seeing uh, doing a research of like the behavior of an animal. That would help a lot for you to get an idea of like what is this elephant or any animal which we are sculpting, and it gives you an extra length, extra benefit of you know if I'm making this in epoxy, I would be done. I know there'll be lots of trouble. It's not very friendly clay, which in the available in the market. But still I use because I haven't learned how to make uh, I haven't learned how to make a mold yet. So this is again the this called the jaw bone, which is very firm, and you will see like there'll be a triangle shape which comes from here to so start seeing things as a like a basic shape, and you will get an idea of like if you get stuck, always go back to the basic shape. Like what does it actually look like? What is the shape that uh, the head look like? Is it like a potato? It's like a sphere. Does it look like a you know, cylinder or square shape and all that? The trunk to go too far away. And don't mind, you know, adding your interpretation in sculpting, like when you are sculpting. There's nothing wrong with it, right? That's quite good. And then you can keep adjusting as a sculpture. So let's just sort of take some more lift that I could finish it. So if you're using glass, if you put it in a microwave or like in a sunlight, very weak, uh, it would help a lot because this is very hard when you're sculpting. So I wanted, you can see the leg is very skinny, right? And I wanted this leg to come forward this way, you know. So I'm gonna add more to the side, second leg. So there's no concept I'm working with this element, just going to be a. So later, if you're working on sculpting, you could use your own concepts of development, and then you can create a scenario, you can sculpt the environment, the story that you wanted to tell. So this is we are doing something, capturing this there and this just there, nothing more. And if we just do the legs and then the head, it would not make so much sense. I just want to add the body muscle also, because the elephant, when you look it from the front, it will have the concave uh, of the bone that you could see. It's not just the legs and then all that. It's gonna add more if you could see. I wish I have a different camera I could show you because I've underneath. Turn maybe. You can see now. It's gonna add clean to connect the head. So it gets a little bit strong. And I want this leg to go forward. So I'm gonna add new clean underneath. Yeah, it's so good. Funny and turn. See. So here, let's see it's going somewhere, which is in planning top. Let's see the end is turning. It's like to make a turn somewhere back to the forest, probably. Yeah, we just have to like push this leg in, really leg in. And here, the shoulder part should come. So I'm gonna add a little muscle here. And I don't know why this light it's keep flickering. If you guys know anything about this, can tell me out. And I'm not able to access the camera uh, exposure control or anything. So yeah, so if you could really help, that would be great. Or if I have to get like a particular camera to do all this job, I have a Sony camera. Probably like maybe next video I will try shooting Sony and then, but I don't know I can do live streaming in that because it's a very basic camera. I usually add the ear at the end, uh, the elephant ears, and then the tusk, because right now it would be bothering you a lot when you're working all this space, and I want the elbow of the elephant to be sculpted. Mm. So this is where the elbow got out of the front leg because I chose this leg to come over, and here it has to connect to the neck, the leg. And start seeing the sculpture from different angles, you know, or take a break and then see it from a different angle always. And another advice I would just give for beginners, if you're gonna sculpt, don't try multiple objects, like meaning like don't try starting elephant today, tomorrow a lion and all that. If you want to sculpt and you want to really get better, stick with that one subject for a long time. Like I did it with the elephant a lot. I feel that's the one reason that I could get better in particularly elephant sculpture. If you are very familiar with the subject that you are making, it will be very helpful for you. So here I have to add more for the shoulder, and it has to go in, not anymore jetting out. I'm gonna add into the head, which is straight almost a connection, the hump and then the shoulder, and then the neck has to go in. There's going to be lots of wrinkles underneath here. If you are able to sculpt that part, that's amazing. So here I'm gonna add and see if I can bring the tummy. And then you need to get on stop. It gives you a great look of the tummy and then the leg and all that. So the elephant is walking out of the frame. It's more like a dynamic pose, green. You understand? I like how it's turning out, like the amount of effort that we put in. And go to the knee because it's very weak at this point. And here with the joint which connects the toes. As I said, when you're starting as a beginner, sculpting or drawing or doing anything, try to just stick with that one sculpture, the subjects which you like. You'll be so grateful. Uh, and here I want to add clay. So this is the chest part. And elephant basically are very flexible. Even when at a young age, I used to think that part. They are not very strong. But I was so wrong. I was like very wrong. So they are incredibly strong. Like not just strong, they're incredibly strong. And they are super flexible. That's one of my dream to just bend elephants. Like my sculpture, I want to show that how much they can flex and use the strength. Oops, that's okay. So benefit of using this clay as a you know sculpting. So you can just keep manipulating the clay and keep it flexible as possible. Keep the center line. It's 48 minutes. I think it's and there's a cat under my legs. Yes. As it's there's a triangle here. So okay. So when you're sculpting, especially the eye or low mural, so better to give some support for the clay. Right now, I could see the entire sculpture is moving when I did that because there is no support for the sculpture from the cardboard. You can maybe build an armature. Here, I'm going to give a little bit of tension and eye socket when I sit. And this is, I know I will let you know. Yeah. And here, it's very the shallow connection between the eye, between two eyes. Just to add, again, this is, I'm not using the reference images right now, nothing. But it's all just what I known so far about other things. You don't have to do that exactly. And lights are very important. Uh, as you see, like this, light is getting very dull. So, because you could see the shadow that it's capturing on the other side. Pleasing to watch. Probably I just need to take a video of outdoor sculpting, which could help. I'm not sure. Let me see, like if I can go out tomorrow, sculpt and can outside. That'll be great too. Here it's very flat. So add a little bit of here. to keep the muscular. We try this light thing on the evening also, so it could reach more of you. This is just a trial. It's very thin. So right now, the elephant is very skinny, as you could see. But now you could see the elephant head proportions as there. Okay. Also, it has the water and its curves are there. Still need a lot of uh, muscle to be added. The left leg is very skinny, and here need to be added more to and to give a nice gesture. This leg has to move out. I need a break. Again, after this evening again. I'm glad my phone able to take this much and continue without stop working. And I should thank Dravid because he made the setup and then able to tell me how things has to function technically and all that. I don't know, you are watching now, so thanks, Dravid. I don't know the one person. Could be my mother or Dravid, I don't know, or anybody else. Because chat rate is zero. So I'm gonna give some time, take a break, calculate us, or maybe try this in Instagram as well. I wanna like actually add Instagram and YouTube together, but I post this in Instagram. I don't know it'll be helpful. Yeah, let me see the time frame also is very important. Okay, bye everyone. So here's the main welcome, which is moving towards us. I don't know when to start. So yeah, thanks.